Hello everyone, and welcome back to Unbound Learners Pre-K. How are you doing today? That's great to hear. It's time to sing our good morning song together. So stretch those arms out like airplane wings. We'll fly to this side, over to that side, fly back to the middle. Now take your airplane wings into a big circle out in front of you. Stretch up over your head. Let's stretch to this side. Over to the other side. One last stretch up at the top. And now we can bring the circle back down and sing. Good morning, dear earth. Good morning, dear sun. Good morning, dear rocks and flowers everyone. Good morning, dear beast and birds in the trees. Good morning to you and good morning to me. Good morning, friends, and welcome to Circle Time. I hope that you're having a wonderful day so far. Before we do the calendar and weather chart, we have to do 3 things quickly. Number 1, turn on our listening ears. Number 2, we have to put on our thinking hats. My thinking hat is over here. I'm going to put it on top of my head. Today my thinking hat has a zipper underneath my chin, so I'm going to zip it up. And the final thing that we need to do is warm up our hearts, like this. Boom, 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 boom. And now it's time to get started with Circle Time. Behind me I have the calendar and weather chart. Now I just need my stick and we can go over the date. Here's the month. Do you know what the month is? August. That's right. The month is August. Today is August 17th. Let's move the chip over from yesterday. Yesterday was August 16th, and today is August 17th, and the year is 2021 or 2021. Now it's time to count how many days we've had so far in the month of August. So get those counting fingers ready. Warm them up to give them a little stretch. Are you ready to count together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We are already more than halfway through the month of August. That went by quickly. Now let's sing the Days of the Week song. So for this song, we need to hold up 7 fingers like this. If you know the words, you can sing along with me. There are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days in a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Let's go down to the bottom of the chart and go over the days of the week together. So I'm going to give you the sound that the day starts with, and if you know what the day is, you can say it with me. Yesterday was Monday, the first day of the weekday. That means that today is Tuesday, and tomorrow will be Wednesday. But let's go back and sing Today is Tuesday together. It goes like this. Today is Tuesday, today is Tuesday, today is Tuesday all day long. Today is Tuesday, today is Tuesday, today is Tuesday all day long. Now let's travel up, up, up to the top where we have the season. What's the season, friends? Summer. You're right. It's still summertime where I live. And now let's travel down to the bottom of the chart. That means that it's time to sing the weather song together. What's the weather? What's the weather? Can you tell? Can you tell? Is the sun shining? Is the rain falling? Can you tell? Can you tell? Friends, take a look at this. Today, the rain is falling at my house. I actually haven't put this picture up on my board for a while. But today when I look outside, the sky is gray and there's some rain falling. It's not a heavy rain though, just a light rain called a drizzle. My temperature chart is on orange because it's warm outside. Warm and rainy today. What about you, friends? Do you also have a rainy day where you live, or do you see something different outside of your window? Thanks for sharing with me. Now let's move on to the letter, the number, and the sign of the week. Yesterday, we talked about this uppercase letter. This letter makes two sounds. Can you make the short sound with me? Ah, ah. And how about the long sound? O. This is an uppercase O. O makes two sounds, a short sound and a long sound. Now it's time to guess what's inside of the letter box today. So inside of this box, I have something that starts with the letter O, and it makes the long sound, O. Here's your first clue. This is a leaf. So this leaf comes from the same tree that also grows acorns. What kind of tree could this leaf have come from? Let's take a look. This is an oak leaf. So this leaf came from a red oak tree in my yard. This leaf is brown. It actually fell off of the oak tree from my yard last fall because the oak tree in my yard right now still has green leaves on it, but not for much longer. Soon those green leaves will turn orange and brown and fall to the ground just like this one did. Oak starts with the letter O. This is how you write in uppercase, ah, O. One more time. And here is the number of the week. Friends, do you remember what double-digit number this is? 12. That's right. When you write the number 12, you have to write two numbers. First, you write this number. Will you show me with your fingers what number this is? 1. And after the number 1, you write this number. Can you show me with your fingers what number this is? 2. 1, 2. 12. Now let's count to the number 12 together using the large bead frame. This week we're going to count to the number 12 using the large bead frame. In order to count to 12, we need 2 units, 1, 2, and 1 10. 12. Let's open up the box and see what we have to count today. Look what I have. I have these flowers that came from a goldenrod plant. So goldenrod blooms in the late summertime. And they smell pretty nice. Let's count to see how many yellow flowers I have. 1, 2, 3. And on this stem, there are lots of flowers. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the last one makes 12. 12 flowers from a goldenrod plant. Let's move on to the sign of the week. Yesterday I showed you how to say paint in sign language. Will you show me how? You're right, paint. Sometimes art can be made without even trying. For example, Have you ever left a picture outside in the rain, but then you noticed that the rain made your picture look even cooler? Today I have a simple color mixing experiment to share with you. For today's color mixing experiment, I have a piece of a paper towel, I have a cup of water, a few markers, and a pair of scissors. I'm just going to start off by cutting my paper towel into long strips like this. And because I have a smaller glass of water, I'm going to just cut this strip in half so that it fits into the cup. And the next thing that I'm going to do is to use my markers and to make some designs on one end of the paper towel, like this. I'll do some blue lines and some yellow lines. And over here I have some strips of paper towel that I've already cut up and made designs on them. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to take my paper towels and I'm going to put them inside of the glass of water. So I'm going to put the end that doesn't have any marks into the water like this and just flap that part over. Add another one and another one, and the last one I'm going to tuck in right here. Oh, and I can see that the experiment is already starting to work. So if I turn it over, you can see that the water is starting to travel up the paper towel and down towards the marker. Look at this one. This one, the water is almost there. So I'm just going to wait until the water travels all the way to the marker and see what happens. Oh, let's turn it back to this side. Look what's starting to happen over here. The water is starting to hit the marker and mix all of the colors together. So this one is working. Let's try over here. Oh, not yet. Is this one starting to work? Yeah, a little bit. The markers are all starting to run and mix together. Same with over here. I can see the yellow and the red mixing together. Wow, this one, look at this color now. It was pink and green, but now it's like a black at the bottom. So it seems as though the water has traveled all the way up the paper towel and mixed all of the colors together. So we didn't leave any pictures out in the rain, but we were able to see how the water traveled through the paper towel and made the colors spread and mix together. Even mistakes can be turned into artwork. So the next time you're about to throw out a piece of paper, save it and I'll show you what you can do instead. For today's work, you will need a pair of scissors, a piece of white paper, and some watercolor paint. The first thing that I'm going to do is take my scissors and I'm going to cut the piece of paper into fourths, like this. So first I'm going to cut the paper in half, and then I'm going to cut this piece of paper into half and the other piece of paper into half. So I have 4 small pieces of paper all together. If you need some help cutting the paper into fourths, you can always ask a grown-up to do that. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is take one of my pieces of paper and I'm going to crumble it up into a ball, like this. So sometimes if you are doing some artwork and you make a mistake, you may get frustrated and angry and crumble your work into a ball. But the next time you have a crumbled piece of paper, you can turn this into artwork. So let me show you how. I'm going to open up my watercolor. And when you are using watercolor paint, the first thing that you want to do is get your paintbrush wet. So I'm going to dip it into the water and I'm going to choose a color to start with. I think I'm going to start with green. I'm just going to mix my paintbrush into the green watercolor. Maybe add a little bit more water like this and mix it up. And then I'm just going to start to paint all around the crumbled up piece of paper. If you find that your paintbrush doesn't have very much watercolor paint on it, dip it into the water again, add it to your color and mix, and start painting again. All right, so it looks like I have green all around my piece of paper. I'm going to put my paintbrush back into the water. And next, I'm going to open up a piece of paper like this. I see that it has green on both sides. So I'm going to press it down, and then I'm going to crumble it up again. And this time I'm going to use a different color paint. Let's try purple. So because I'm using a new color, I want to make sure that my paintbrush is nice and clean. Add the water into the purple and start painting all around again. In between the cracks. Wherever you see some white, you can add your new color that you choose. And remember, you can pick any colors that you'd like to do. You definitely do not need to use the same color that I do. And it looks like I have enough purple, so I'm going to put my paintbrush back into the water, open up my paper again. Oh, and look at what it looks like this time. Purple and green. It kind of reminds me of tie-dye. I'm going to crumple it up one last time. And for my last color, I'm going to use, let's see, orange. So mix in a lot of water and start painting the orange wherever I see white. A little bit more. All right, I'm gonna put my paintbrush back, open it up for the last time. Wow, and take a look at this. On both sides of the paper, I see green, purple, and orange paint. It almost reminds me of tie-dye. So you can go ahead and you can continue to crumble up the paper and add more and more color, or you can start again using a new piece of paper. Let's get back to circle time. Welcome back to circle time, friends. Thanks for learning with me today. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please give my video a thumbs up and find me on OutSchool for my live and interactive summertime classes. You can also support my channel by checking out my Patreon page and gain access to bonus features for your child. Let's sing our goodbye song before we go. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.